Hello, hi, welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Gemini in mid-November 2019. Hello, Gemini. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. Flip out here in the start, 8 of Wands. Communication, in and out. Comings and goings, quickly, expressing thoughts, expressing your emotions about something, and being kind of, shooting from the hip, it feels like. There's not a lot of forethought in this communication for some of you. And that could be good, it could be bad, I don't really know. I've reshuffled the card in because I felt compelled to speak on it quickly. So that could be what's going on. Something comes in and out really quickly in terms of communication. It could be coming from you, or you could be receiving that communication, okay? All right, guys, how are you? Hope everything's going well in your life. Happy Thanksgiving for those who will be celebrating here in the States or anywhere in the world. That's coming up, not this upcoming week, but the week after that. So I hope you guys have an amazing Turkey Day spent with your family and friends. If you're going out for Black Friday, be careful, because it's crazy out there. And also, guys, during Thanksgiving week, on Monday the 25th, I will go live here on the channel answering questions for all of you in the collective. So if you're there and you're available, go ahead and pop into the chat, ask me a question, and I will answer you as best as I can, okay? And that is for the purpose of showing thanks and appreciation to everybody that I've worked with so far, and just to show my appreciation towards the collective, because this is actually work that I didn't hide, but I certainly wasn't like super enthused of doing publicly for a long time. And now I've done it publicly for over 2 years now, or a year, whatever it is, and I'm totally at home in doing this. So I just wanted to sort of reflect that with this upcoming live, okay? Anyway, Gemini, that is your main spread there. I have shuffled off camera to save time a little bit. You can catch the, see, I'm like trying to do it all new. Let me just do my speech the way I normally do. I have shuffled off camera. Main spread is there. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Gemini, the description box has the timestamp if you want to jump ahead. My words are so jumbled, so maybe that's also why I stuffed that 8 of Wands back into the deck so quickly. Maybe like you're not sure of what to say, or someone is not sure of what to say to you, and it would come out all kinds of jarbled and messed up. So it's like a quick little message to kind of get it out there, and it's not really thought of, and it's just like, I gotta say it right now, and boom, I said it. Okay, now I'm done. So like that could be what that was about. Anyway, if you want to get a personal reading with me, that information is also down in the description box. And make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Do all that fun stuff YouTube allows you to do. Share good juju with the world, guys, not bad juju. Bad juju is really silly and counterproductive. I don't know why people put that stuff out there, especially on a forum like this on YouTube. It's kind of pointless. But if you have anything to say, let's just hopefully say good things, positive things, okay? Or interact with the channel in a positive way, okay? If not, that's your life. You can do what you want, but I wouldn't encourage it, okay? All right, Gemini, let's get into it. I want to see Gemini's outcome for mid-November 2019. Gemini's outcome for mid-November 2019, please show me. Whoa, is that it? Okay, quick and easy. What is this? Holy shit. You're like, what? That right there. I don't know what this is. I'm going to take a break after this freaking reading. Anyway, this came on the floor for you. I'm going to talk about this in 2 seconds. Let's just see which way it's supposed to go, because it came in a side position, and I don't accept side positions. Which way for Gemini, please? Yes, thank you. Got it. So, this Hierophant has been the overall energy for the past 2 readings. You're the third. In succession, okay? I take breaks in between. I clear meditation in between. I clear each deck before I use it, right? But that is crazy. Let's flip what came face down for you, Gemini. And stop freaking out about it. Because it really, I don't know if it's going to have anything to do with you. Or thematically. Because it's, I don't know. Is the moon still in Taurus right now? I know full moon was in Taurus a couple of days ago. I would assume maybe it's moved on by now. I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyway, that is your spread. Let's see what's going on. Please show me where Gemini is in mid-November 2019. Please show me Gemini in mid-November 2019. Please show me. Come on, that's not clear. Come on. Gemini, mid-November 2019. Show me. Okay, thank you. It took a minute because you were in every position, but we got there. All right, guys, coming into mid-November, you come in with the King of Swords. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you're in your own element, or you're dealing with another air sign, or not at all. It's a general. It really doesn't matter. But I asked where you are, so I'm going to attribute this to you so far. King of Swords. Gem. You're being the boss of something. You're taking control. Analytical control? What does that mean? Analytical control. I don't know what that means. But maybe you've analyzed a situation and now you feel more compelled to take control. Maybe that's what that means. You've studied something. You've observed something. You've analyzed something. You've really put something under the microscope, and you're making a decision on it. A final decision. This feels like very executive. Like you could be an executive if this is like a work situation, but this feels more like executive leadership. Like nobody else is going to steer this ship. I'm going to steer the ship. And maybe it's after a long period of nobody was at the helm. Nobody was willing. Nobody was able. Nobody cared to try. Or everybody tried and everybody was like, you know, reaching for the wheel. And you're just like, guys, step aside. I got it. And you go in there with authority. Now, I feel like this is family. I feel like this is work. Relationship? Maybe. The thing that I feel here is this King of Swords is slightly reluctant. Like, you don't want to be the person to take charge, but you're gonna be because you're tired of the bullshit, right? You're tired of things going sideways. You're tired of things lingering on. You're tired of things not being wrapped up. You're tired of things never getting started. You're just tired of the way things are. And maybe you, at a previous point, Gemini, were willing to default to other people. Maybe he or she, or they over there, or this person over here, maybe they have a better way of doing it than what I would do. So let me just step back and let other people kind of, you know, run the show here. And you saw it was a shit show. It's like a circus on fire. And you're displeased. And the thing about this King of Swords is, I mean, look at that barbecue, right? Sorry about that, Gemini. So the thing about that King of Swords there is, oh, right, the barbecue, right? I'm not like a barbecue aficionado. Like I could do it if I was pressed to do it, but I'm always like let other people do it. Like, okay, go ahead. I'll wait for my burger, you know. But this charcoal grill, right, is way slower than say a propane grill, you know. And if you're really going to be an excellent barbecuer, you have to know what you're doing. You have to like essentially study the grill, study the flames, study how much lighter fluid to use, how much kindling or coal or charcoal or, you know, wood chips or whatever you're doing, right? And if you're smoking something, you got to put the lid on, and you know, it's just like you got to know, right? And this King of Swords, I feel you, Gemini, you've like looked on from afar and you've watched other people fuck up the grill. Like, that is not how you barbecue chicken. Move over, Randy, get out of the way, you know, because I, Gemini, know what I'm doing. Or I've watched you mess it up so badly, I kind of know what to do instinctively to correct it. I cannot talk. I need a break and I'm going to have a tea. Anyway, so, and I feel, again, it's like reluctant. Like you would rather be served at this barbecue. You would rather not have to step in and take control of the situation, but I think you're being implored to. I think you're being guided to, Gemini, against maybe what you truly want, which is to be more hands-off, which is to be, you know, less involved, which is to allow other people to either work it out themselves, get to a solution themselves, come up with bright ideas themselves, whatever, and you're just like, oh my God, this is taking forever. I'm just going to go in here and do it. And it's interesting because Gemini, I do normally view you as a proactive type of person, or zodiac, I should say. Gemini isn't one for laziness, isn't one for necessarily letting other people run amok. You know, Gemini is usually involved, maybe not as the lead, but certainly a strong supporting character. Like, this energy feels like you were really, 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 really wanting to stay on the sidelines here. You were really not wanting to step in. But you have been compelled, you've been called forth, you have been you have to. Whether you want to or not, you have to. Now, what are you addressing? What are you going in there with? Oh, quickly, also with the King of Swords. This is about communication, most likely. Sword suit, air element, right? That's your home base. It's like about communications. It's about interpersonal relationships and understanding, right? Reasoning, rationality, all that good stuff. Argumentation, all that, right? So I feel as though you're having, in some of your cases, to speak up when you don't want to speak up. To give, in some cases, maybe like testimony or clarify a situation that you don't want to clarify. Because it's like, it involves you, but it also doesn't have to involve you. And you're just like, I don't even want to there's something about I don't want to. Now, let's see what else is going on here. Okay. Well, shit. They just threw a scenario right into my head, like, bang, that's for someone. So quickly, well, not quickly, but strongly with someone. There is something going on in a work situation that is dicey as hell. It's very sensitive, okay? Yeah. Ten of Wands right next to your start position. Look at the kerfuffle, or not the kerfuffle. Look at the discombobulation. That's the word I want. The other almost nonsensical word that I want. Look at the discombobulation going on in this woman's arms. All that bullshit that she's trying to have a hand on, that she's trying to contain, that she's trying to control. Is this you? Is this someone else around you? I don't know. It feels very workplace. If it's not work, it feels like family and friends. Lastly, maybe about relationships, romantic or intimate, right? But this feels like beyond, just between you and another person, okay? Ten of Wands is holding on to difficult energies and difficult situations, or non-beneficial. Can I say it that way? Non-beneficial? Sure. Just like a reluctance to see that there's a better way, an easier way, a more productive or sensical way of approaching a situation, of dealing with a situation. This is burden when there should not be burden, right? This is working harder and not smarter. Why? I mean, in some industries, maybe that makes sense. Like if your job is to be an athlete, does it make sense to work harder or smarter? I think it would make sense to work harder than smarter, right? So your body can, conditioning, right? If that's a part of your job. If your job is in technology or like a STEM field, or even in, no, it doesn't make sense in most people's jobs to work harder as opposed to smarter. It really doesn't. But somebody is doing the opposite. I'm working harder and not smarter. Why? You're shooting yourself in the foot, and you're burdening yourself. You're making a heavier load for you to carry. And I don't think this is you, Gemini. I think you're watching other people. Like, I think I'm speaking from your point of view. You're watching other people around you go about things in a nonsensical, counterproductive way, and you're kind of like, why would you do that? Like, why? What sense does it make to do that task before that task? It's kind of like your point of view. And you have just sat on the sidelines thinking this. You've just sat there and been like, I wouldn't do it that way. And you're just like having this internal dialogue to yourself. Is she about to do? Yes, she's about to do that. Oh my God, she should be doing that. Step 1 first. She's doing step 3 first? Why? And you're just like watching your coworker or watching whoever. And you're like stunned. You don't understand their reasoning. It makes no sense to you. So you're watching somebody else struggle. You're watching somebody else go about things in sort of a bonehead or, counterproductive way. And you don't step in to help. You're just watching them. Maybe they're a frenemy of yours in the workplace. Like, okay, if she fails, it's no skin off my back. But you're also kind of like, but, I kind of like this person. They're kind of okay around the office. I don't hate them. But you're also like, but I don't like them that much either. So I'm just going to sit here and watch. And I'm laughing because you're laughing at yourself. You're like, I could help, but I don't really care about that person that much, so I'm not gonna. But I'm also like, not gonna watch them suffer for too long because I also don't hate them. It's like that, it's like that weird, frenemy, love and hate kind of relationship that you have with a person. And so you only step in either when you're invited, because often the kings need to be invited. They need to be like, told explicitly, hey, King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Cups, King of Pentacles, can you help me? And then they act. So some of you are just waiting for that that Eight of Wands that came out in the beginning, right? Where I told you, like, I explained it really fast and then I shoved it back in the deck. And like, it was like, I wasn't confident in what I was saying. I was kind of disoriented in a way. And, maybe that's what you're waiting for. You're just waiting for like one little signal from this person with the Ten of Wands to be like, hey, help me. And you'd be like, okay, I'll help you. But I'm not going to step in and help you until you ask me. That could be the King of Swords energy. That could be you. Eight of Pentacles right above the Ten of Wands. So I feel like this is that person. If not that person, like that group of people. Because, the Ten of Wands, I feel, in a work situation could be like more than one person. Or a family situation could be several people. But this is them. Eight of Pentacles. Really, really going in on painting those pentacles. On painting those dishes, right? Look how like... how when someone's like in a panic... Or like they're really like, they're like holding on by a thread and they make like this manic type smile. They have like a type of look on their face like, I'm about to fucking explode. I'm about to pull all the hairs out of my head. Like that's what this feels like. This person who you're watching flailing, watching them crack under pressure or not know what to do next. They're putting on a brave face. And I'm saying you. Gemini, it's a general. It can be flipped. I always say this like towards the middle because some Geminis are sitting there shaking, or there's a cross watcher who's like, no, I'm the one who knows what's going on. It's Gemini who's under pressure. Fine, it's Gemini who's lost their shit. If you know that story, if that's how it resonates with you, perfect. So again, a general can be vice versa, right? So whoever's in the Ten of Wands, they're putting on a brave face, trying their best to not crack under pressure, trying their best to keep their head above water. Eight of Pentacles can talk of overwork, can talk of too much time spent at the office, at the designer's table, at meetings, wherever. It's just, it could be overextending yourself in a work capacity, in a place where you create pentacles or you earn pentacles, you earn money, right? Much like, again, she's doing to the plate itself, she's painting on it. She's creating an image. So whoever this is, whether it's someone else or you, Gemini, they are really trying to grin and bear it. I don't know that that's great because it leads to the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands, again, is confusion or discombobulation. It's being overwhelmed with something, burdened with something. Instead of saying, like, if this person, let's just say, those 8 pentacles that she's creating, right? Let's just say each pentacle took 1 week to make. The intricacy of the design, maybe she, cast the plate itself from scratch, whatever. Let's say it takes 1 week to make 8 pentacles, or excuse me, 1 week to make 1 pentacle. And this person has been contracted to make 8 pentacles in 5 weeks, right? knowing full well to get like top-notch quality of what they're creating, it takes a full 8 weeks. But they agree to 5 weeks. Here we are, week 4, and they've only got 3 pentacles created, and they need 8, and they've got 1 week to go. Say what? Look at that face. Hey, how's it going there, 8 of Pentacles person? Oh, everything's great, everything's fine. That's bullshit. Because what's going on beneath the surface, what's going on behind closed doors, what's going on the inside of this person is the 10 of Wands. They have no clear path forward. They're not able to handle the burden of what they've agreed to, what they've been contracted to do. King of Swords, watching that barbecue is like, hey, I think that's too much. I think that's too much charcoal, man. It's too much heat. You're gonna burn the burgers. You're gonna burn the hot dogs. You're doing too much. But again, the king is not gonna get involved unless asked, unless invited in, unless pleaded with. Please, 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 King of Swords, please help me. You know, some of you might be looking for that. Again, because if this person is a frenemy of yours, you're kind of like, I'm not gonna help you voluntarily. You better come in here and beg. You might not be saying that, but you're kind of like, go ahead, beg me, do it. And they're like, hey, Gemini, hey, so I saw you had experience in making pentacles by hand, and you're really good at painting. And you're like, yeah. You're like, oh, okay, thanks. And they walk away. They didn't ask you anything. They just confirmed you have the skills they need, right? They come back the next day. Hey, Gemini, so about, painting on the pentacles, like, what would you do, like, if you wanted to get, like, an orange, would you mix, like, red and pink to get orange? And you're like, no, I wouldn't mix red and pink to make orange. Oh, right, because it's, like, red and yellow, right? And you're like, yeah, I think so, red and yellow. Okay, thanks, bye. They keep trying to, like, get you to volunteer yourself to help them, right? They come back the next day, 3rd day, 3 days in a row. Come back again. So, I tried the red and yellow, but I think I overdid it with the yellow. And now it's like a really pale, like, creamsicle kind of color. Like, it's more peach than orange. Is there, like, if you had to correct that, like, what would you do? See, so now they're finally asking you, what would you do? And you're like, well, I mean, I guess I would start over and mix equal parts red and yellow to make orange. Oh, equal parts. Okay, thank you, bye. And again, they come back the next day, 4 days in a row. This bastard is coming to you. And they're like, so I did it. I got orange. I'm painting my orange pentacle. So I'm now gonna do a purple. Purple. What would you do? And it's like, and you're just like, you might not even answer them this time. You might just, like, blank them. Till finally, like, or the 5th or the 6th day, they come to you like, Gemini, please, could you just come over to my office? Could you come to my desk? Could you come to my little workshop, please, and take a look at my work for me? Could you help me? And that's what you want. Maybe you want the ego stroke. Maybe you've learned from the past of this person not to get overly involved in their life. Maybe you're frenemies for a reason. Like, oh, you often come to people for help, but you don't ask explicitly, and you don't give credit where credit is due. I'm not going to help you, right? So whatever, they finally come and they ask you explicitly, Gemini, help me. Boom. King of Swords says, I'll help you. Now, that's where I get back to this reluctant energy. You do it, but you don't want to do it. Frenemy. Reluctance because it cuts time out of your work day, it cuts away from your projects that you have to get done, whatever. There's a reluctance that between the pair of you is rooted in this 3 of Swords. Now, typical spiel, here we go. Third party situation. I've talked mostly about work, and I think maybe this could even bleed into friendships or even family dynamics. If this is about a relationship, I don't know what you would be withholding or watching your partner scramble with and reluctant to help them with. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Okay, because I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm like, and I never even finished my whole third party situation spiel, which I don't think I'm going to get into because they're like, here's the story. So the story is, if you're with someone, Gemini, whether it's you or the other person, and if somebody stepped out, had an affair, had a one night stand, whatever, had a hit back with an ex, whatever it is, but that main relationship remains between you and them, let's say, right? You agree to go and continue to be together as a couple. Some people do this. But that Three of Swords history, that one time or that affair still like sticks out like a sore thumb in the middle of this relationship. So when your partner is scrambling for something, and this happens, I don't recommend it, but I know it happens. A lot of times, because someone has burned you, you cheated on me, you slept with him, or you slept with her while you were sleeping with me, whatever it is, because you have that history, this Three of Swords history between you, the moment they have an issue and they need your help, you will not volunteer it because you're hurt. You hurt me. You burned me. You broke my heart. You betrayed me. And now you need my help? Ha! You best be begging. You best come on your knees begging me to help you after everything that's gone on between us. Something like that. So there you go. If you've had a third party situation and you know it, I feel this is in the past. I don't feel it's upcoming. I don't feel it's current. If it is current, well, in some cases, to be literal, it could be current. And you might be having this revelation. Oh, I'm punishing him. Oh, he cheated on me. And now he's having problems with his boss, or he's having problems with getting his finances together. And I have a degree in finance, or I'm really an ace with whatever problem he's facing. But I'm not going to help him because he cheated on me. If you know that's your situation, boom, done. If it's work and there's no, extramarital affairs or anything like that, this feels like maybe, again, previously this person or in previous jobs, and maybe not this person, just through your working life, you've learned, Gemini, not to overextend yourself because people take credit for what you've done. They betray you. They take all the work that you've put in and said, oh yeah, that was me. No, it wasn't. That was Gemini that did that. So you've learned your lesson with either this specific person or someone else. So the Three of Swords, I feel, is, again, mostly in the past. And that attributes to why you're not over the moon about stepping up to help someone. Where maybe previously, or maybe with other relationships or other people, you would easily just go, oh, let me step in and help you. I can help you. I can fix this. Gemini, with this person or in this situation, you're just like, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to watch and wait to see how badly you need my help, or to see you get to a breaking point where you come and ask me against your better judgment for help. Again, punishing a person. Outcome, 9 of Wands in reverse. So that's good. Show you that upright. 9 of Wands is traditionally a card of like putting up a good fight, going to the very last drop, exerting yourself, really exerting yourself. With it in reverse, I feel that there's a lessening of stress. So on your part, on the other person's part, whoever's part, it feels as though all the things that have been really zany or zany, sure. What's a better word? Not zany, but haphazard. There you go. Everything that's been haphazard, everything that's been haywire and out of whack, finally comes to a calmer point. Not the calmest point, because the 9 of Wands, even when reversed, is still has some semblance of what it is when it's in the upright. Okay, so pardon me. So generally speaking, at some point, all that's in disarray, all this confusion and this overextension at work, all these long hours, all these, getting into deadlines and then falling short of the mark at the end of the deadline or as the deadline approaches, all of that eventually tapers out. It eventually is alleviated. Possibly, strictly because of your intervention. Possibly. They're like giving me like 70%. Like in 70% of your cases, or 70% of the weight of the lessening of the burden is simply because you or someone else steps in to help. Okay? That's progressive. That's good karma. That's good juju, right? As far as what goes on between you and this person, or you and this particular dynamic, I feel as though that's not the end all be all of this, of the dynamic, or the tension in the dynamic, the stress of the dynamic, the mistrust that has been sown between you. I don't think this is a solution to that. I don't think that you stepping in is them gaining some type of redemption after they've broken your heart, or they've violated the trust between you, or vice versa. I don't think so. It's a nice outcome for the task at hand, which is what? To create a project, which is what? To maybe get back to some type of normalcy in a dating relationship, maybe to, again, meet a work deadline. You need product shipped by second week of December because of the holidays. Boom, it's shipped. It was a hell of a headache to get it shipped, but it was done. That does not mean that you and this person, or you yourself, are ready to run off into the sunset together, or you're ready to let bygones be bygones. That issue is bigger than this reading, okay? And in terms of getting a job done, accomplishing a task, getting over a certain hurdle, I feel that's possible, but it doesn't solve all of the problems, okay? Now, the overall energy, which again is the third time in a row, has come out as the overall. The Hierophant. Taurus energy. So some of you are dealing with a Taurus, but you don't have to be. Again and again, like all three have really had like work connotations. The three readings I've just done. So I'm getting that again with this Hierophant card. Work connotations, office space, companies, laboratories. You know, if you are in the freaking army or something like that, working together in the barracks, whatever you do. And there's cohesion with this Hierophant. There's a theme of cohesion throughout your reading, Capricorn, and who was the first one? Libra, yeah. And things needing to be solid and interlocked and interwoven in a positive, affirmed, and very effective way. That's kind of the overall tone to this. But the problem is with this Hierophant is there are certain rules and regulations and expectations that are set out by the Hierophant. And I'm saying the Hierophant as an energy, not as a person. I don't feel in your case, Gemini, I don't feel this is a person. I feel this is an energy, an archetype. So what's being laid down as the expectation has really warped, not warped, but is sort of the benchmark here, right? In the workspace, we expect this, that, and the other of all employees. And when certain employees don't fit that criteria, it becomes a problem. It becomes burdensome, right? Like, again, going back to watching someone go to step 3 and not complete step 1 or 2 first, in a place where you have to go by SPO, isn't that SPO, Standard Procedures Operations, something like that? So somebody doesn't operate step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They go 3, 4, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? They do it out of order. The Hierophant energy says, do it in order. Gemini does it in order. That person over there does it in order. That other person does it in order. Everybody does it in order. But this one right here is not doing it the way it's supposed to be done. That creates some type of tension, some type of disagreement, some type of whatever between you and them, or just energetically in your field. I feel in your case and the other two, again, Libra and Capricorn, if you're connected with someone who's one of those signs, maybe watch those. But I feel like in all three, there's like a piercing of a bubble, or a piercing of the expectation, a letting out of the air. It's like everybody else does this the way it's supposed to be done. How come that person over there is being a dum-dum and doing it differently? Making it harder on themselves, which might reflect back on the team, which might reflect back on me, Gemini, as the individual, and you're kind of like, ugh, like you're exasperated with dealing with this person, or exasperated with having to even enforce the rules. Because again, this King of Swords doesn't want to get involved. You don't want to have to step in to correct. There, I said it twice, correct. You don't want to step in and correct somebody else's actions. You really don't. You would rather not. You would rather be responsible for yourself and your actions only, right? But other people need you, other people beg you for help, and you oblige, okay? Gemini, that is your reading for mid-November. If you liked it, the like button is down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. I would love to read that. If you want to share, you don't have to share, obviously. You can share this video across your social media platforms. Let other people know you like watching my stuff. And of course, guys, subscribe if you have not subscribed already. I would really, really appreciate that. Make sure you hit the notification bell on that as well. That way you can see when I upload to the channel. Gemini, I'll be back in about 2 weeks doing the December readings. I'll bring back the mid-Decembers, obviously. The no communications readings, yours was the biggest. That was either back in October or September. And the no communications with Geminis was huge. A lot of people were mad at you guys if you didn't watch that reading. Anyway, I'll bring those back in December, checking on that energy, see what's going on in those dynamics, because people seem to really, really resonate with those across the board, not just with Geminis, but across the board. And I will, of course, again, go live on November 25th, so you have that to look forward to if you're available. Go ahead and stop in and say hi to me, ask a question if you want, all that good stuff. Gemini, I will be back with all of that stuff very soon. And I, again, appreciate you guys watching this video so, so much, okay? Take care.